What up, what up, what up, what up? We back around the water cooler tonight, ladies and gentlemen, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us tonight. We are talking about intentionality. We talking about Auburn's football team and what is deliberate, purposeful. What does Auburn have to do this year in order to be successful, ladies and gentlemen? We got a full house tonight. We're going to talk about it. Water Cooler Talk podcast coming up. My bad. It's Water Cooler Talk Sports coming up next. Let's go.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
It's Nick Frazier, one half of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, and we can see him again, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend. Tell him who you are, boss.
I'm back. Marcus Fitzpatrick, let's go. Let's get it. I ain't went nowhere, but now you can see me. I'm back.
We can see him again, ladies and gentlemen.
Live. What's up, Tez? What's up, Tez?
Man, what's happening, man?
Tez, you feeling all right tonight, man?
Feeling pretty good, man. How y'all doing?
Yeah, man, we chilling. Can't complain at all. Before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, man, make sure you follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk podcast on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. On Twitter, follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23 on Twitter. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button on YouTube. Because guess what? We're trying to grow. And in order for us to grow, we got to get those subs and we got to get those likes and we got to get those shares. We got to get the engagement. We got to get people that's ready to rock with us, man. We appreciate y'all, man. So just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. In the words of Tyke, poke the like button in the eye and we'll make it happen. Because if you poke it in the eye, guess what? You won't make Marcus cry. Boy, I tell you, boy, I'm on the road with these things, man. It is what it is, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Let's get to the comments real quick, man, and see what's going on with y'all tonight, man. JT, it's a quote of the day. It's time for JT's quote of the day. The quote of the day from JT. What's the quote today, JT? Get the ball to the playmakers and let them make plays. Shout out to Sean McVay. Jarquez Hunter's new head coach. Shout out to that. Shout out to JT for the quote of the day. Man, my guy, Auburn Dad is in the building. War Eagle Auburn Dad. Auburn Dad said, man, what the heck is intentionality? Assume being what are Auburn plans? Yeah, so basically, intentionality is what does Auburn deliberately or purposefully need to do in order to be successful in 2025.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who didn't understand what that word meant. Because when you said it to me earlier, I was like,
so you don't know what intentions are?
Yeah, I know what I'm saying, but I was like, I'm glad that I was the only one who was like, okay, that's that word is different.
It's this. What you mean different? It's been in the lexicon forever. All right, whatever. Plans going forward, I think winning at least eight games plus a bowl game should be the minimum goal. Okay, all right, man. Five Adam said update on in-state recruiting. Not much so far. Five Adam, we really ain't gonna hear much for real.
Not at this point.
Nah, man. I mean, I think coaches are back on the road recruiting. I will give you this. Vatney Cleveland he did announce his official visit to Florida. He does have that going on. I know that. Other than that, I mean, it ain't really too much more.
We signed a quarterback?
No, we did
see
not.
That?
He did. I don't think he signed. I think he's
Is he going to sign or something like that?
Apparently, it looks like he may sign. So he used to go to Auburn High School, and he was at Troy. And so, like 6'4" kid that went to Auburn High School. Can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. But
I know he's from Troy.
He went to college. He went to Troy University. He's from Auburn High. He's from Auburn, Alabama. Went to Auburn High School apparently. So it seems as if Auburn may get a fourth scholarship quarterback on the roster. So That's kind of surprising to me, but all right, I guess. But shout out to that, man. Shout out to 5 Adam for the question, man. JT said, I've never been the smartest guy, but I rarely come across words. I don't know. What's going on, man? Like intention that am I the only it's a word. It's a word.
I definitely know it's a word, but I'm just saying you used it. You used it very well.
I was
Put it in a sentence.
I know I didn't make it up. I didn't make up the word intentionality. No, I didn't make it up. I was like, what to say? Shout out to Auburn Day. He said, Nick Marcus and Tez, what's up?
What's happening, Auburn Day?
What's up?
What's happening, Sharp?
The legend of Sweet Al Williams, the Huggy Beard, is rocking with us tonight, man. What's going on, man? He said, Nick Marcus Tez. Hey, Marcus, thoughts on the Bills draft class. Marcus, why are you doing that? Give us your thoughts while I get through these.
I'm pretty all right with it, JT. I ain't really mad at it. I think we addressed the DB problem a little bit. So that's all I was hoping that Buffalo did.
Okay.
So I ain't mad at it, JT.
I like it. Did you want RJ Mickens? RJ Mickens as well? Did you want RJ Mickens as well? JT wanted RJ Mickens so bad. He was so mad when he got drafted somewhere else. He kept saying in the chat during the draft. He's like, man, I
said, could it have been better? Yes, but I ain't mad.
So I know what intentions are. I've never seen it with ality at the end. It's cool. It's all right. It's cool. It's cool. All right. There need to be a done come around the corner. You heard me? He talking about what the intentions need to be, man. I feel you on that. We're gonna get into it, man. This gonna be a pretty dope conversation right now, man. Don't fret, Nicholas. You mentioned the H. It's NICH. Oh, Huggy understood the question. I got you, Huggy, the legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams. I appreciate you, man. He thought he brought him in to be scout team QB. Only has 1 year. Oh, okay. So you're gonna be a scout team guy.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback. Okay. That's what's up. Shout out to Vandy Chris. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe and view the Golden Broom podcast, man. Make sure y'all go over there and check them out. That's what he said. Y'all mad at Caden Harris? Man, I'm gonna be real with you. The way he was talking about Auburn, I thought he was going to Auburn. But the thing was, you didn't really hear much about anything him potentially going. But the way he was talking about Auburn, I knew it was either going to be between Auburn and Vanderbilt by the way that he was talking about the schools. If y'all don't know, Caden Harris is the 4-star cornerback, top 100 guy in the class of 2026. He committed this afternoon, actually, to Vanderbilt over Auburn. The 4 schools that he had in his Final Four were Auburn, Georgia, Vanderbilt, and Notre Dame. And he chose Vanderbilt. Stayed in state. He's from Brownsville, Tennessee. Stayed in state and went to Vanderbilt. And just from the way that he was speaking about the schools, when I heard him, I was like, it's gonna be between it's either Auburn or Vanderbilt. Because those are the 2 that he basically said was they the ones that got on me early and they made me a priority. Though the priority was the main word when he talked about both of them schools. So when I heard that, I was like, it's between Auburn and Vanderbilt.
I mean, no disrespect when I say that. But it ain't no loyalty, bro. He can flip at any time.
It's a possibility.
The way the nature of the game is. So it's just like
how often do kids that can get into Vanderbilt not go to Vanderbilt?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
They call Vanderbilt is what considered like the Harvard of the South. Like Vanderbilt hard to get into, bro.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt is hard to get into. Like
I don't know the answer to that. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
They prioritize academics at Vanderbilt.
Man, 5 Adam, you know what's up with Sedarian Morgan and EJ Crowell. You know EJ Crowell is crystal ball to Alabama. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. It's interesting to see how that goes. I mean, speaking of EJ Crowell, he did say that he will not be announcing in December now. I think he's changing his commitment date in December. So I don't know what that means, but as far as where he potentially going to be playing, I think people still have him crystal ball to Alabama. So Darian Morgan, I think that's still an Auburn Alabama fight. Just being honest. But we'll see what happens at the end of the day. Never know. Like I still feel that I still feel like that's gonna be that's gonna be the classic Auburn. It's gonna be the classic Auburn Alabama battle. It's gonna probably come down to December when it happens for early signing day. Huggy Bear said, "Bruh, down south, his grandma." And I was like, "What is DS Eddie?" I was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, I know he be calling me down south
I
Eddie."
know he be.
I was
Down
like,
south Eddie Winslow.
"Come on, bro.
Come on,
It is,
come
bro.
on, Huggy, stop, bro.
Stop it, man. Stop it." But it's cool though. First is Russell Wilson. Now it's down south Eddie Win. I don't know, man. 6% acceptance rate in Vanderbilt. Wow,
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy. 6%.
Yeah.
So basically, what out of every 100 applicants, only 6 people get. Only 6 people get.
Yeah.
No, that's not 6. That's right. Out of
That's
every
right.
106 people get accepted.
Accepted.
That's hard. That one South. I know that. Recruiting can change in an instant. All it takes is the money to go up for the school to flip. I think that's part of it, but it also depends on a school that you're looking at as well. If that school starts winning, that changes your perspective as well too, man. That's why it's hard for Stanford and Vanderbilt to win. And yeah, that's very true, Auburn Dad.
Yeah.
They're not gonna win is they prioritize academics before they prioritize sports because they get academic endowments that help keep the school running before they get sports endowments.
Yeah.
So it's what it is. Let's get into it, fellas, man. This is gonna be a good show, man. And I'm gonna tease this, ladies and gentlemen. You may want to tune in tomorrow. You might want to tune into tomorrow's show. It's going to be make sure you tuned in for tomorrow's show. Tell your friends to tell a friend to tell a friend that you might want to tune into tomorrow's show. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave that teaser right there. We'll tease it again at the end. Let's get into the show, man. All right. Start with Tez on this one. Tez, Auburn football going into the 2025 season. We went through spring practice. We've seen the quarterback battles. We've seen the guys that have potentially can come out and be breakout stars this year. So I'm gonna ask you, man, what does Auburn have to do? What does Auburn have to be purposeful about? Let's use those words. What does Auburn have to be purposeful and deliberate about going into the 2025 season for it to be a successful year?
I feel like they need to be purposeful about first and third down.
Okay.
I think there needs to be a clear plan for positive yardage on first down.
Okay.
Whether that's scripted or through the RPO system, I don't know. I think they should be trying to get in third and manageables, and then on third down, there should be a clear plan to manage third down.
Okay.
And I think if they do that, it's success. I mean, I think it's simple as that. Just looking at what we put on the field last year, and then taking a look at the defense, returning production on defense, pieces added in the portal. Man, that's the only thing that's missing. And it's like, a revolving door. We say this a lot. I hate for it to go back to the same thing. But there's not a player, there's not a position group, it's the plan. It's the plan.
Okay. All right.
It has to be done in the meeting rooms.
Okay. All right. Marcus, what you thinking?
I was gonna say the same thing, but I was gonna say purposeful. Purposeful. We need a purposeful game plan, like he said. Intent. We need to work on intentionally when we get to the red zone, having good red zone efficiency this year. Getting into the red zone with intent to put up touchdowns or at least come away with 3 points. Like you said, we got our kicker back, so I really feel good about that. But it all goes back to game planning, man. It's just like it's sick. It's sick to hear, but we got the talent, man, and we just waiting to see is that one piece that we all know that is missing comes together this
year. Okay. All right. Intentional. I think Auburn needs to be intentional. When you look at last year, Marcus, you mentioned the red zone. I think Auburn needs to be more intentional in the red zone. I think Hugh Freeze went out and did that this year by bringing in a lot of bigger body receivers because I honestly feel as if we're going to be throwing the ball around a lot this year. And you're going to see a lot of jump balls, 50-50 balls in the end zone. And he went out and got a playmaker to go along with another playmaker on the offensive side of the ball. Brought in Eric Singleton, and then you have another playmaker and Malcolm Simmons, and you have another playmaker in Cam Coleman. You brought them in, so you got three guys that are essentially playmaking type guys that can go in and make plays. So I think Auburn has to be intentional about putting the ball, finding ways to get the ball in their hands consistently, intentionally. Intentionally, I think Auburn needs to figure out how they can play fast in the beginning of the game. Best case scenario, Texas A&M. I think Auburn needs to come out and start games like that. Every game they have the opportunity to. They need to get out fast in those type of games. And when you do that, you don't put as much pressure on the defense in that situation. The defense, yeah, they'll have to play. You playing with a lead, but Auburn will have to learn how to play with the lead and not play from coming behind all the time. So playing fast, getting out early, being the aggressor and not being the one that's trying to catch up all the time. That's what I feel like Auburn needs to do intentionally this year on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, I think Auburn needs to figure out a way to filter everything through the secondary, because I think the secondary is going to be the strongest part of the team when it comes to total defense overall. So if your secondary is able to lock down another team's passing offense, and now you have the ability to basically make teams 1 to 1.5 dimensional. What I mean by 1.5 is basically it's you running the ball is a one-dimensional game. Half of that is basically controlling either one side of the field where they can go to because you have one guy that can lock down one side, or limiting the amount of routes that a wide receiving core can run. So if you're taking away the downfield throws from a team, if you're taking away the intermediate routes from the team, and you're just making them throw short stuff and keeping it in front of you, I think that could be a win for Auburn's defense as well. So intentional. I'm gonna recap it. I think Auburn needs to be intentional about getting the ball in their playmakers' hands. I think Auburn needs to be intentional when they get in the red zone of how to score when they get in the red zone. And I think Auburn needs to be intentional on defense of filtering everything through the secondary, because it will be the strength of the team. And in that, making teams 1.5 dimensional, basically. You can basically only if you can stop them from either running the ball or stop them from either throwing it deep or whatever, or any of that, any way that makes sense to you all. That's what I think. Y'all thoughts?
I agree.
I like it.
Yeah, I agree. I would say, to add on to your defensive take, I want our defense to be able to play a full game, even when our offense can't put up the points. I want our defense to be able to complete the shutout, because a lot of times our defense kept us in it. Our offense didn't bail them out, and they just broke down because they was on the field too long. So I just want our defense to be able to just play a complete game, even when our offense is not generating points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ted?
I don't know how you actually do this without playing games, but like, I think they just need to be a lot more intentional about a winning culture. Like just how to win games. Like, I feel like it got to a point last year where it was like they expected to find a way to lose those games. Just like we was watching it, expecting them to crumble when the fourth quarter started. Like I bet they, had those thoughts on the inside of their head too as soon as the fourth quarter started. So like, well, I don't know how you fix that, you know what I mean, and flip that the other way to where we in close games and that we believe that we can win these games.
Yeah.
And they had the confidence to do that. But yeah, everything you said, man, I like what you said about the defense. It's interesting. And they just keep adding pieces to this defense. It just seems like
they do.
It seems like, he's giving Durkin free run to just like, hey, whatever you need, my guy, you can have it.
It seems as if Durkin has figured out. And this is just me talking. This is me talking. I think Durkin is self-proofing himself from what potentially could happen because of what he saw last year on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm thinking Durkin is probably looking at this and saying, well, if we would have had more depth on the defensive side of the ball, maybe some of those games that we lost because we were tired at the end of the games because we was on the field so much.
Yeah, and to your point, if we had more address the interior size too.
Exactly.
The line side to your point. So yeah, it's a great point there.
So if he probably looking at it like, I don't know. I saw what I saw last year. Yeah, we got a lot of guys coming in on the offensive side of the ball that are dynamic. These are dynamic type guys that are coming in. But looking at the type of offense that we have, it is not a run heavy first style offense. So there is a possibility.
Not a time of possession offense. I see what you're saying.
There's a possibility that there may be a couple of 3 and outs a lot of the times, with this offense that we have. So now he's looking at it like, if I can get more depth, and I did a show on this last week saying about the DBs. If we can have 5 DBs rotating in throughout the game, that may look, from the way it looks, it potentially could be 6 or 7 DBs that we potentially can rotate in between the corners and the nickels. But the safeties, I think you'll probably have 4 guys rotating, 4 or 5 guys that rotate in there. I think he's looking at this and saying, and even on the defensive line, like you said, you're getting a lot of bigger guys on the interior as well. So I think Durkin is looking at this and saying, I saw what happened last year. If I'm able to get more depth on this defense, maybe we win the Missouri game last year. Maybe we win, the Cal game, last year. Something like that. If we're able to not have to be on the field so much, and stuff like that. So I think that's what he's kind of self-proofing himself for, because it's a possibility that because of the style of offense that we're running, the defense could possibly still be on the field a lot.
I agree with that, man. I think that he is definitely looking at. He knows the offensive game plan. I'm pretty sure Hugh Freeze has had those conversations with him. He knows what the plan is, and I think that he knows the path. The path to beating us this year is probably ball control.
Yeah.
It's probably, try to run the ball, try to ball control. We plan to score fast. So adding those pieces in the middle of the defense only helps us be able to control that. It was a sore spot last year, and it's going to be important because the linebacker depth we have is unproven. We added a veteran piece, but other than that, they're kind of, they haven't had a lot of snaps.
True. So, yeah. Very talented. They just have, like you said, they just don't have a lot of snaps. Very talented.
So yeah, it's important, man. I think, yeah, you're right. I think he sees what we plan on doing on offense, and he knows the path to beat us is to run the ball.
Yeah. So exactly. So yeah, if you run the ball on us and you can control the clock, I mean, that's just that. For one, you controlling the clock, you milking the clock away, and guess what? Most of the times when you run the ball, you have to hit somebody. So that's bumps and bruises on the body. If you throwing the football, 50-50 chance that could be an incomplete pass. So nobody gets touched. So so that's if you're looking at it from that perspective, then yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there with that. Go ahead, Tim.
Is there any player that y'all think is intentional that we need to see them on the field or get them involved in the game plan?
Elijah Melendez.
You think that's a must? We have to get him involved.
I think getting Elijah Melendez on the field is a must. For a number of reasons. And you gotta I'm a preface where I'm coming from with this. Now
I'm just
go
you
ahead.
mean like over offensive players too, right?
Yes,
Overall.
Okay,
I just make sure.
Defense side of the ball, yeah. And it's out there, but I'm happy you asked it because I thought about this. Elijah Melendez is a measurables wise. Elijah Melendez is a top 3 round draft pick. Body wise, height wise, weight wise, he's that guy. Athletically, he's that guy. If you can get him in the rotation, and he'll more than likely be playing the Mike position as well too, the Mike linebacker position, which they can interchange as well, but he's more than likely going to be a Mike linebacker. If you can get him in the rotation early and get him sent off to the league, I think he potentially could be the start of Auburn having a clear room of what the NFL is looking for as prototypical linebackers going into the league on the defensive side of the ball. And I'll add to that one Anquan Fagans because you look at these guys' talent, you look at how these guys play, you look at what's been said about them and how they are competing and how they're picking up the scheme and everything. It's going to be hard to keep them off the field. The only thing that's against them is the fact that they just haven't played enough. They just don't have the experience, but the only way to get the experience is to play. So I'm a rock with them too. Now you can go offensive side of the ball, guys that are important. And I know a lot of people talk about the quarterback position. Yes, the quarterback position is important in this situation. But the thing about it is when you have surrounded him with so much talent, it's not that much he needs to do. His numbers are going to look astronomically great because of the talent around him and the type of throws that Auburn throws. Like Auburn want, like I said, I was saying all last year, Auburn wants to have 2 big plays per quarter. So if you're looking at that, it's 8 big plays per game. And normally a big play is considered what 20 or more yards down the field. Other than that, Auburn is kind of throwing bubble screens, anything short at the sticks, things like that, and getting in the receiver's hands and allowing them to make a play. So now that you have those type of guys, especially with Malcolm Simmons and with Eric Singleton on the field, guys that can catch the ball at 7 yards and go 47 yards or 50 yards or even 80 yards. You know, you have those type of guys. Quarterback, all he has to do is just be a point guard in this offense. This is literally all he has to do. Just be a point guard in this offense. Just distribute the ball and make the right play. Because now you don't just have last year you had KLS, who was a guy that was the most senior mature guy on the field. And then you had 2 freshmen that were playing. So now those 2 freshmen had a whole season of playing. Literally, they played in every game last year. So that experience is grown. And then you add Singleton to that mix, who has 2 years of experience. So when I sit there and look at it, all he has to do is just literally just be a point guard. Just distribute the ball to the right person on each play. That's it. And if he does that, the noise around him is going to be like, oh my God, Jackson Arnold, the turnaround of Jackson Arnold from last year to this year. He's great. He's great. Yeah, but he got a lot of receivers around him too as well. That was great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I was going to answer Ted's question. I was going Eric Singleton. So I just feel like we have to make sure and highlight getting him the ball. Like Nick said, bubble screens. If it's busting it over with top paws, no matter how it is, we gotta highlight getting him the ball this season.
Busting it over the top, bro.
Yeah, that was wild.
It was pause.
That was wild.
Let's go ahead, Ted, before we take a break.
I I was looking at it. I don't know. I looked from a different angle. I didn't. When Nick split them up in the offensive defensive, that gave me a different kind of outlook on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with the defensive side of the ball, and I think that it's Joe Phillips.
Okay. All right.
I think there needs to be an intentional plan to get this guy on the field.
Okay.
And for him to be productive. The reason being is it proves that you can develop players. It sends a message to players that, hey, you can come here. If I don't play in the first year, I don't have to transfer because there's a plan for me to get on the field and be productive.
I like that.
I like that.
Sure, the first year guys, when they get on the field, it shows that you can come here and play early. But realistically, we don't want to have to live off players playing early.
Very true.
Right. We want some 3 and 4 year guys out there on the field if at all possible. And then we can build them from high school and send a message that like, hey, if we can do that from high school, then that's, all to better. So I think he's important to get him on the field. And the offensive side of the ball, I would love to see a clip plan to get Jeremiah Cobb to football. Because for similar reasons, I don't want to be in the portal for a starting running back next year. For a starting team.
I think that shit is I just don't think we're gonna run the football. Not to that point, like
to his liking.
Yeah, I don't think that's the game plan this year.
I can see that.
Yeah, understandable. I mean, I can't disagree with that. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we're gonna take a break right here, man. We're gonna hit in halftime. And when we come back, we're gonna take a look at y'all comments and we're gonna get into some more discussions about Auburn's intentionality or purpose or whatever you want to call it. Right after this. Let's go to halftime.
Yell out your seats. It's halftime.
Do you want to feel like a star? Then go to Hollywood Media and you'll be shining. From sports interviews, athletic highlight tapes, athletic photography, Hollywood Media will make you the star of all stars. Feel like a star on the most important days of your life. From college graduation to saying I do to your forever person. Let Hollywood Media make your event star-studded. Subscribe and follow on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood. Shout out to our guy DJ, man. They was supporting the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood EY. And then follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. Day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. We appreciate him so much for continuing to rock with us, man. And as always, mess with the people that mess with the Water Cooler Talk podcast. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for continuing to rock with us, man. I'm going to mention it again, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss tomorrow's show. It has the ability to probably be one of our biggest shows ever. I'm going to say that. Don't want to miss it. Tell your friends, tell your family. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Let's take a look at the comments in the chat. See what's going on, man. We had some comments come through while we were talking. Huggy Beard giving us an update on Mad Dog. What up, man? He said he's back home. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Mad Dog.
Back like he ain't missed a lick, man. Appreciate y'all for the good vibes. As always, Huggy Beard. You know,
shout out Mad Dog.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him, man. Now he got me nerd, got me curious. Talking about for the show tomorrow. I'm telling you, it potentially will be one of our biggest shows ever. Potentially, and it would be a great day for Water Cooler Talk Sports. Potentially one of the biggest shows that we've ever done. So I would like for everybody to tune in because I think you all would like it. I think you all would. Yes. Third down on defense as well. Auburn Dad saying, okay, I like that. Vandy Chris comes in. Vandy Chris says, man, I think they need to be purposeful at the QB position. You can't have it hanging in balance about who may or may not start. Go into the season with that guy and ride it to the finish. To your point, Vandy Chris, I think I'm not even gonna say I think. I know Jackson Arnold is gonna be the starter. Now, the last part of the sentence is ride it to the finish. That's the part I'm worried about. Because the narrative that we heard so much about Deuce Knight in the spring and what was presented to the masses and things and stuff like that. If anything were to go wrong early with him, there will be shows from all Auburn podcasts, all college football shows saying,
I'm gonna say, Vandy, we can't afford to ride it to the finish this year.
Is it Deuce Knight time? Just because of all of the chatter that we heard about Deuce Knight, all of the buzz that we heard about him in the spring, would be a lot. If I'm not even gonna say the slightest, but if it starts to look like it ain't it, trust me, for a week it's gonna be shows about, is it time for Deuce Knight to jump in? Did we see Deuce Knight?
You gonna hear him? You gonna definitely
remember this is a contract year for Hugh Freeze.
Exactly.
This is his quarterback. If it starts going left, he's gonna see this kid play before he leaves Auburn.
Exactly. He gonna make sure, man, I brought him here.
Yeah,
brought him here. True, Chris. QB got to be a top priority. You got to get it right. You win. Yes, sir. Shout out to Auburn Dad for that. 5 Adams said 5 losses for Freeze for 2025. Would he get fired? No, nope. He would not. If you're looking at 5 losses, that's basically saying Auburn was a 7-5 team, which would get them a bowl game, which means, and let's just say they won a bowl game, that's an 8-win season. And that's what most people are looking at Auburn having. So 8 wins would definitely keep them here. Vandy Chris said, be intentional with offensive identity. Is it a run offense or a pass first offense? Purposely find the identity that works best. Oh, we already know it's gonna be a pass first offense. That's we already know what the identity is. You see that by the moves.
All I would say is he come out and start running the ball after Jaquez has left.
I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm done.
I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be pissed,
man. You see how you talk about these quarterbacks. That man's finna throw the ball.
Man, we all know what he finna do, Ted.
About to throw that thing all over the field. And it's so funny because from Peyton Thorne, okay, so Peyton Thorne's first year at Auburn, I think Peyton Thorne only attempted like 270 some attempts passing or something like that. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. Then his second year, it jumped up to like 320 attempts passing. And not to mention, Peyton Thorne missed a game and a half. So Peyton Thorne probably would have had close to 380 attempts if he would have played the full season. So, yeah. And you got Jackson Arnold, who everybody feels as if is potentially better in an upgrade. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if that man had 500 attempts this year going to football.
Wow.
We'll be real. That's a lot. That may be an exaggeration, but
I don't know. I don't think we can get to like 500. I don't know if we get a lot more. I don't know if we get a lot more attempts just in general because he doesn't throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage like a lot of teams that accumulate all those attempts. He doesn't really do that much. It's gonna be tough.
I got you.
Throw the ball 500 times down the field.
That's a lot. But I'm gonna be realistic. I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn attempted probably somewhere in the range of like 390 attempts. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw that. Pushing 400. That'd be a lot. I wouldn't be surprised. So it'd be interesting, man. Tim, the tool man, Taylor.
What's up, Tim?
What up, Tim? Welcome. Well, not welcome. Tim always here, man. Shout out to Tim for working with us as always, man. He said, tool man in his junt. That's what I'm talking about. In his junt. No problem, Huggy. I respect everyone's choices. Yes, sir. As we say around here, we disagree with the statements, but not with the person. We disagree with the statements, not with the person. This is a healthy, open dialogue here around the water cooler, man. That's what we do around here, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. Tim said, man, listen to the water cooler, scraping emblem glue. Dang, man. Emblem glue. Wait, somebody say that.
Emblem glue. off my truck is my Chevy emblem came off.
Okay,
Hello,
all right. I was like, man, I got tongue
Laugh
twisted a
out
little
loud.
bit.
hello.
I'm like, wait. I was like, am I like, wait a minute? I was like, all right, cool. Shout out to Tim, man. Rocking with Tim. He said, Tez, winning culture is chicken or egg. How do you learn how to win again without winning? And how do you win without a winning culture? Tez, you got an answer for that?
No, I don't. No, that was actually my point. I was like, I don't know how you established that, but that's what we need, that winning culture.
I'm gonna try to answer that question. I think you establish that winning culture by going getting players from winning cultures. I think you go get players that came from winning cultures. Like if you're doing it through the high school rankings, right? You go to high schools that perennially were playoff bound teams, state championship participants, state championship winners, guys that were used to winning. You know, guys that were used to playing past November 1st. You know what I'm saying? Because normally, because if you understand it, if you know what I'm saying, high school football season normally ends like the end of October, first week of November. So if you get guys that are used to playing in playoff type games and big games that matter, that it's like you win or you go home. If you get those type of guys that are in the program, then guess what? That mindset translates to the program. So I think you have to go get guys that have won at high school, in the high school ranks. And that's just my attempt of trying to answer that question, because honestly, it is kind of difficult, but I think that's probably the way that you do it. Sweet Stuffer 256. What's up, man? How you feeling, my guy? He says needs to establish an identity this year to show proof of concept, because when the schedule flips next year, it would get significantly tougher. Yep, definitely. Right. Florida, Tennessee, LSU. Texas, LSU, and Tennessee. Over 6 or 7. Is when like this is probably the most manageable schedule that Auburn's gonna have probably for the next
for a long time.
Yeah, because I was looking at some of the schedules that's planned out for the year. Auburn has to play Miami. Auburn's going to play some big brand schools, and Miami is recruiting very well. And you looking at what they're doing now in 26 for the 26 class, Miami's looking. If I'm not mistaken, I think Miami's a top 10 recruiting class for the class of 26. If I'm not mistaken, and I may be wrong on that. But they definitely are one of the top recruiting classes. And if you're looking at 26, 27, by the time Auburn plays them in 29, 30, those kids are going to be sophomore, juniors. So you got to be able to continue this recruiting, which makes this year probably a very pivotal year for Auburn moving forward. Because if not, I think we risk potentially going into obscurity if we don't win this year, because a lot hinges on Auburn's record this year.
Yeah,
a lot.
It's a reason. It's a reason that a lot of people say that there won't be like a dominant force in the SEC. It's gonna be tough to sustain that over a long period of time, and a lot of people don't see it right now. But wait until that schedule flips. You'll see like why that's over the course of a 5-year run. To make a 5-year run in the SEC is gonna be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Because you guaranteed to get a 2-year stretch in there that's gonna be tough as nails, no matter what school you are.
Yep, exactly, man. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. It's gonna be interesting to watch and see, man.
Auburn, all of them go back to proof of concept, some of that sort, Nick. It's hard to avoid it, Nick. It's hard to avoid it.
Listen, man, it is what it is. We gotta thug it out. You know what I'm saying? We gotta thug it out. Huggy Beard said, man, Auburn dad righteously, bro. I left him round 6 yesterday, worked all day with the little no word on nothing. You heard me. Pissed for no reason. You did hear me. I'm so relieved he's on. That's what's up, man. Everything's good, man. It's all right, Huggy, man. Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Auburn dad said, man, Jackson Arnold and wide receivers are going to be a good combo. But big uglies up front and a good running back and pass block was going to allow them to cook. Yeah, definitely the offensive line. Giving him time to throw the football is gonna be important, man. 5 Adams said, man, Anquan Fakins would get red shirted. I don't know about that one, boss. I don't know, boss.
Yeah.
I thought so at the beginning, but nah, not at the spring.
Nah,
not at the spring, dog. At the spring, at the spring, he getting in the rotation at least.
Anquan Fakins in the 2 deep. Anquan Fakins in the 2 deep.
He's in the rotation
it's
at
gonna
least.
be tough to keep him off the field.
Yeah. Anquan Fakins in the 2 deep. He in the 2 deep, man. It would be nice to see him red shirted, just to get that extra year.
Man, I don't even want to see him red shirted because we need some real true freshmen like that out there.
Ballers out there, bro.
I want some real true freshmen like that out there.
Tez Robert Williams proves their development. Their develop them. Yeah, Cobb need to see the ball in the end zone a lot for the future. How you feel about that, Tez?
Oh, I like it, man. Hey, if Robert Williams can have a productive year this year, that will prove, because he's a forgotten about guy.
Yeah.
Highly touted coming in here. So, we can get him on the field and produce.
What can stop Robert Woodyard? Elijah Melendez. I'm just playing. No, I'm serious though. Elijah Melendez, that dude. I'm just being real. Like y'all, hey,
highlight tape, he would.
Elijah Melendez, that dude. I'm just being real with y'all. Yeah, sure. Nick putting that Midnight Love voice on for the ad read, man. You know what I got to do, man. Make it do what it do, man. You feel me? I think Hugh Freeze would not help Auburn win the Natty because of his coaching. I think Hugh Freeze would not help Auburn win the Natty because of his coaching. Sorry, okay, wait. I just want to make sure I'm comprehending this right because I'm a little slow. Are you saying you don't think Auburn wins the national championship because of his coaching? If that's what you're saying, I wholeheartedly agree with you there. I think it's going to be potentially because of the talent that's amassed. If I'm reading that correctly. Are y'all reading that correctly?
I'm reading it.
Okay, I got you.
I understood how you read it. That's
yeah.
That's I understood. I understood it. I understood it as saying
you read it. It didn't change.
I understood it as his coaching is not going to help Auburn win a Natty. Is what I understood it as.
Yeah, well, I agree with that.
All right. Yeah, okay. That would be burner phone freeze play caller. Oh, okay. I guess he was saying it would.
Freeze, freeze.
My guy King Richard in the chat. What up, King? How you doing? What's up, King, man? Hope all is good with you, man. Just finished up softball practice. I don't know when we will be headed north, Tez. Oh, that's right. Make sure you rock with Tez when you get up there, man. I gotta make it happen.
It's summertime. I know y'all are full effect now. It's
travel ball, man.
Tournaments.
Man, Kendall laughing at me because I couldn't get the emblem. How you say it? Emblem glue. Man, bro.
Emblem glue. Right, emblem glue.
Yeah, it's really not that bad.
It ain't.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm just gonna be real. I don't know why I got tongue tied. I'm just being real. I don't understand it. I don't know why.
You did it the second time. I knew it was real. I thought you was just playing the first time.
I really could not get it out. I was trying to figure out why I couldn't get it out, man. I think 5 Adams said he thinks Deuce Knight gives Auburn the best chance to win now.
There's a lot of people think that, man. It's about 50-50. I'd say the fan base is probably split about 50-50 on that.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this question: do you think it's because of what came out of spring, or because people actually watched Deuce Knight and was like, okay, we can win with Deuce Knight right now?
I think it's just simply, honestly, the quarterback that we have, out of the two quarterbacks we have, Deuce Knight is the unknown one. Right? So we don't know what's gonna happen. So we giving him the benefit of the doubt because he was highly touted and a high recruit. We saw 2 years from Jackson Dart, and so he's kind of already put tape in people's minds. So they already kind of think they know what they're gonna get from Jackson Dart. So I think that's why a lot of people are subconsciously just gravitating towards Deuce Knight like that, just because he's the unknown and you don't have any negative tape on him in college because he hasn't played any. So everybody's just kind of going with the ceiling.
Okay.
And maybe they just don't trust Gus Malzahn to. I'm not. Wow.
That's the hating you, Tez. That's the hating you, Tez.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey, Tez.
I hate
that. We know who you really hate.
But
That was a
know,
good one. That was a good one, Ted. That was a good one. I like that.
I was about to say quarterback developers, and then of course he popped up. But maybe people just don't believe in Hugh Freeze's ability to get the most out of Jackson Dart.
Jackson
Maybe they think he needs a quarterback. Jackson Arnold, man.
That is an accurate take. You know, they don't know if he can get the best out of him because they haven't seen it. They didn't see him do it with Peyton Thorne. So that's an accurate take. I like that. I can rock with that. So if that's the case, then how do we feel if he can get the best out of Deuce Knight?
Because we just figured Deuce Knight's amazing.
Okay. All right. I get you. Auburn Dad said, man, Miami pouring that mafia money into the program. All right, then, man. All right. Shout out to Main H. Hope I'm saying that right, man. He said exactly. They will bring the culture in like Cam Coleman from Central, Phoenix like Caleb Harris, new boy Jared Smith from Thompson, with multiple high school championships in the state of Alabama. Yeah, I think what we're talking about. How do we get the winning coaching fixture? You got to do that through the high school rankings. I agree. Vandy Chris said, man, on the defensive side, you must also be identity intentional. Decide that nobody is going to beat you by throwing the ball and live on that. Don't shy away from it. Rush or press. Choose one. And if it was me, I'm choosing pressure. Give me that.
Man, I just think they're gonna be so creative, bro. Just with the way they talk about how difficult DJ Durkin's system is to learn, and the way they picked it up last year. With them understanding it, man, you know, once a team understand what they're doing, you can do some really creative things on defense.
Very true.
True. With all those guys coming back, don't be surprised if you see some real exotic stuff from DJ Durkin.
Agree.
And he got speed linebackers, bro. So like the blitz scheme is gonna be crazy, dog.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be dope, man. King Richard said, man, this talent that's going to be on the field should be able to make up for what his woes are when it comes to coaching. I think he's talking about on the offensive side of the ball, which we all agree with.
I think that's his plan.
Exactly. That's the plan.
That's his plan the whole time.
Like it's one thing that I worry about with that plan is how far can that really get
you?
Nah,
realistically,
I was looking at some comments coming up. My bad.
Realistically, Marcus, I think it can get you as far as Ole Miss has gotten,
which is 10 wins.
So I think a 10-win football team.
Okay.
I said Auburn win 10 wins. I said it. I'm telling y'all, hey, just come back. Just remember when Auburn win 10 wins. Just remember y'all heard it from Nick at the Water Cooler Talk first. That Nick said that we was gonna do it, man. Shout out to Kendall, man. Shout out to our guy Kendall. Like I said, I don't know, fellas. He said we said it many a times. He's a scheme coach, so it's his system that wins the natty. So it's the debate of whether the chicken or the egg come first. Is that the debate we having? I mean, because like if the system is that great, you can just plug anybody in and it will win. And that didn't happen last year. And they even, I'm not even gonna say dumbed it down, but they made it almost so to where it was so vanilla, and it still didn't happen. So I think this year we're actually gonna see his system at its fullness because of the talent that's in it.
Okay. Yeah, it gotta be talent, man. You gotta have them guys. Like it's especially this game is won in the trenches. If you can block it up, any offense looks great.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and to do that at this level, you got to be able to have some of those guys up front that can do that. You know what I mean? You have to be able to match size in the SEC, and those guys are talented guys. They're highly starred guys. The guys that have the size and the strength to be able to hold up in the SEC are very coveted. So like you got to have some of those. And, so it's always going to be a issue of talent. Do you have the guys or you don't? It's tough to scheme around when you can't block it up.
The thing about it is he has the talent, but if the scheme if the scheme this year or the system, whatever we wanna refer it as, is predictable, and teams can watch that scheme and adjust to that scheme, and he doesn't how can I adjust and pivot or make, schemes that, work around other schemes, we're in trouble. Because the thing about it is, last year he became very predictable. And I don't know if it's just a scheme wise of him fearing that he didn't have the talent to open up his playbook, and he ran repetitive play calling and came very, very predictable down the line.
Mm-hmm.
But I know if his scheme is the same as last year, we're still in trouble, talent or no talent. Like, if he's predictable and we can and defenses can adjust to his play calling just off of his scheme, and we can read our keys and tell what he's finna call, like that linebacker we spoke on, just falling back into Peyton Thorne's passing lane. Is that still a problem? Telling the no telling, we're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got a question then. I mean, it's not in opposed to what you said, but I just out of curiosity, would you say this is an accurate statement? Hugh Freeze play calling stole some wins from us last year.
Yes.
As in, we had games won, and his play calling snatched wins, snatched victory from the snatched.
I wouldn't go as far as saying like that. I would say
what he said is accurate. Oklahoma, Arkansas. That's two.
Because if you get into it like that,
I think so, man.
Cal is 3.
I think there was some miscues offensively.
It was a lot.
Do
you want to say that it snatched the win from us, or that he didn't take advantage of an opportunity?
No, he snatched the win, because if you run the ball in those 3 situations, Auburn wins the game. I mean, you saw, because let's look at the Cal game. Let's look at the Cal game. Cal went up 21-7. Auburn had to fight back. In the beginning part of that game, the offense, the plan that you set up for throwing the ball was not working. But Jarquez Hunter was running the football.
Yeah, I agree.
If you run the ball, if you get more into a play action style game in that game, guess what? Auburn wins that game. Because Cal still was not able to be able to put points on us, even though Auburn was struggling in that game. They still weren't able to get enough of a lead to where it felt like the game was out of reach, even though Payne throwing through 4 interceptions. You look at the Oklahoma game. You look at that game. Auburn's winning, and you decide to call a pass play that was intercepted and ran back for 6 points. If you run the ball there and run the clock out, even if you don't get it and you punt the football, you still have the lead, and now you're playing field position.
Yeah.
Now you're making a freshman quarterback go 85, 80 yards down the field to make a game-winning field goal or a game-winning touchdown. Okay? And everybody knows how I feel about the Georgia game. Everybody knows how I feel about that play call in the fourth down. Auburn was still in that game. I went back and rewatched it yesterday. I went back and rewatched the whole game yesterday. And then you look at the game. Auburn going into the fourth quarter. Now, the fluke pass to where when they threw the ball and you didn't know if it was meant for the inside receiver or the outside receiver, dude just caught it and scored a touchdown when it was like when Georgia was on like the 11-yard line or something like that. That's you can't do that. But looking at that game, Auburn was down like 14-10, like late in the third quarter, before Georgia went back and scored that controversial what shouldn't have been a touchdown to make that game 21-10. Because that wasn't a touchdown when dude scored that. It was not a touchdown. He didn't cross the plane. And you can argue with me all you want to. I didn't see him cross the plane. One referee called touchdown. One referee didn't even put his hands up and call touchdown. So we still don't know. But you got to go with what the call on the field was, because it was not undisputable evidence. Auburn it was a 14-10 game. If you stop them there on that third down play and you force a field goal, it's a 17-10 game. Auburn has a chance to come back and score that. So yes, to your point, yes, play calling lost us games last year. Coached us out of victories last year.
So
I can't argue that.
Do y'all play chess?
Yeah, man. You got to think 3 moves ahead.
You play chess? So
I use the castle technique, by the way. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Well, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you're in the chat, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hugh Freeze reminds me of a beginning chess player. seriously, and I'm not saying that for
that's funny.
like
That's
he
funny.
doesn't know how to play chess. I mean, if you've learned how to play chess, you know that in the beginning, if you play against a beginner, you know what I'm talking about. Beginning chess players are very, very creative when it comes to their game. They do things very, very unorthodox.
Yeah.
But what they lack, and most people lack when they start playing chess, is they do not know how to close games out. They do not. When it comes times to kill, when it comes time to hunt, they have no clue what they're doing.
Yep.
Great chess players are hunting from the very beginning. First move, they are thinking, how quickly can I close this game out?
Yep.
How can I? They're playing offense and defense. They are on the prowl. Beginning chess players are just making creative moves because it's easy to do. But when their opening comes for them to go kill, they do not have a plan. They just don't.
It's not like he's. It's like to your point, Tez, you're making all the sense in the world because it's like he's only seeing a quarter of the board. It's like he's playing a quarter at a time. You get what I'm saying?
Or they learn one kill move. They want to learn one strategy, and then they just do that over and over again. And the second time you play them, you see the plan, and it's like,
that's what I'm saying.
You know?
Like it's literally like you see it, and it's like he's playing a quarter at a time instead of playing like, all right, how's this game? Like, I see how this game is gonna be. How this game is gonna look in the third quarter. Like, he's not playing like what is it gonna look like in the third quarter? Like, normally, like if I can get to 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter and I'm controlling the clock, we win the game.
No,
that's not what he's doing. That's not
what he's doing. Further than that, Nick, because like to your point, during season, when he gets down by, I think you said 10 points, but we even seen that it was 7. He panics. He doesn't even have a game plan to answer being down a small significant amount of points. So it's just
he panics. I'm telling you, he panics the most, Marcus, when it's pressure. Like if we down, he actually calls decent plays if we just down. But if we down with the opportunity to get back in it, like if it's that moment when it's time for us to make the play or the drive to get back in the game,
that's why I was asking. That's why I said, do you want to just say he doesn't take advantage of opportunity? Because it seems like every time that it's an opportunity to take advantage of the game, he chokes.
Yeah, that's why I compared it to beginning chess players. Because as soon as it comes time, you've done everything great, and you've set it up, and you got it right there in front of your face, but you can't even see it because you're not even looking at the game that way.
Exactly.
Like you're not even thinking. You're not even in kill mode.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I want to go back to 2 comments before we keep moving, man. Tim said, Nick, you backing your way into a convo that I don't know if we want to have quite yet about this offensive system if it doesn't work this year. I'm gonna be real with you. I said at the beginning of last year I ain't like it, but people was like, "What you talking about?" People was like, "What you mean? You got to give him time. You got to get his players in." I said last year at the beginning of the season, I was like, "Bro, we're not gonna win a lot of games unless unless we just have very talented players in this system. Like it's not a fail-proof system. It's literally like, all right, we're gonna throw a back shoulder. If everything and shout out to DC because DC watched this and DC was like, if everything fails, we're just gonna throw a back shoulder.
Yeah,
that's what DC and like if you go back and watch it and you go back and look at some of the stuff that he did at Ole Miss, that's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what we were trying to do year one, and things like that. Just trying to throw back shoulder base. Like all else failed, we throwing back shoulder. That's literally what it was looking like. And I'm like, there's no attention to actually trying to establish a running game, even in the NFL. NFL teams are like, man, we need to establish a running game. Because if we establish a running game, guess what? We can control the clock at the end of the game. We're not worried about if our quarterback don't have it this week. We can at least give the ball to a running back, and we know if he's averaging 4 or 5 yards a pop every 2 plays, it's gonna be 3rd and 1 or at least a first down. So
teams, to your point, teams either run to set up the pass or pass to set up the run, and he just seems like he's just
want to pass.
Freelancing, bro.
I don't know what he's setting up.
It's first down. Let's go for a stop route.
Honestly,
let's run another stop route.
To his credit, man, not to his credit, but to get the other guy, Gus's credit, at least you could tell that Gus was setting something up. Like,
yeah.
I will give him that. Like, Gus, as horrible as he was sometimes at calling plays, it always was like a plan. I watched him run the wing T for like 2 or 3 games at the beginning of the year, and I told myself, like, he's got a play action pass set up for that, all for him to pull it out in the Iron Bowl.
Man,
I'm telling you, Hugh Freeze doesn't seem like that type of coach. It's like, what are we working towards with these plays?
Yeah, I feel you because sometimes coaches are even coaching for games that are like 4 or 5 weeks down the road. Potentially, right. like as much as coaches and guys be like, yeah, we only taking it one week at a time. Man, trust me. If it's a big game on the schedule and they looking at that saying, all right, yeah, I could possibly do this because they possibly doing this. It doesn't seem. It doesn't seem as if Hugh Freeze does that. It doesn't seem like that to me that he's actually planning for, like, even in the game itself, in that game, it doesn't seem like he's looking to figure out how this game is gonna go. Not just in the first 15, 20 scripted plays that he has, but it's not like he's looking past like that quarter. It's hard.
Like that Oklahoma play was as if like he had no idea linebackers could do that. Like you go like you just learned on that play. He was like, man, I had no idea that they could fake a blitz like that. Wow. Do we do that, DJ?
What? Do we do that, DJ? That's funny, Brett. That's funny, man. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully, with him now having the talent, and like, to his credit, he basically said we need to get talent in. Now that he has the talent, now maybe we will see the fullness of what this offense is and how it's supposed to be ran. And he can shut me up, and I'll just be like, you know what?
True.
You said you needed the talent, and you had to get the talent in, and it works to perfection. So if that's the case, you got to keep recruiting talent every single recruiting class at certain positions. If that's the case, and low key, I kind of want him to shut me up, because if he doesn't, I'm gonna still be sitting here saying, yeah, this ain't working, boss. And then if I'm saying that, a lot of people gonna be like, a lot of people that actually matter to the program and that's behind the scenes gonna be like, maybe it's time for us to go in a different direction. Let's see what's up.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I want him to shut me up. I want him to prove me wrong. Please. You know, it is what it is. Let's see what's going on. He said, I don't know, Taylor. My girlfriend at the time knew nothing about football except that she liked Bama and she could call Gus play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gus was predictable. Is what he tried to say.
He was predictable.
Man,
it is what it is, man. King Richard said, man, I truly believe that if this offense starts off crappy, it will not be long before we start hearing from boosters that they will be giving Hugh Freeze ultimatums. And oh my God, if we do that, it's gonna be a bad season. Man, I'm telling y'all, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that y'all tuned in tomorrow for tomorrow's show. It is going to be probably one of our biggest episodes ever. I'm telling y'all, make sure y'all tuned in 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Or back around the water cooler. I'm excited for this show. I am very excited for this show tomorrow, man. Trying to get some loose ends, tighten up, but so far about 92% of it looks good. 92% of the show gonna look good. So we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it happen, man. Ted, tell them where they can find you at, my guy, before we get up out of here.
That was happening. You can find me, boom. You took it down. It's SE season. At my YouTube channel, you can find me there on Twitter too. Personal Twitter is codename Tez, and you can find me over at Sharpshooters Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sharpshooters Podcast on their way to 800 subscribers, man. Mark, so we got some people before we get up out of here, boss.
I'll see y'all tomorrow, people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure y'all follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube. In the words of Type Sports, poke that like button in the eye right there, or you gonna make Marcus cry. I crack myself up, bro, and I laugh at my own jokes, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us around the water cooler. As always, man, let's get these last couple of comments coming in before we make it happen, man. Travell told y'all he was a man that depends on talent alone. Travell, you right. I got to give it to the king of the comments, man. Travell was not on the Hugh Freeze train from the day that they announced Hugh Freeze as the head coach, man. He was not on the Hugh Freeze train at all, man. Auburn dad said, Nick, you got Hugh coming on? I don't know about Hugh. I'm just telling you, man, make sure that y'all tuned in tomorrow's show because it potentially could be one of our biggest shows ever. One of the biggest shows ever that we potentially could have. And hopefully, I'm just telling y'all, man, make sure y'all tune in 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the water cooler tomorrow, man. It potentially could be one of our greatest shows that we've ever had, man. So appreciate that, man. The feeling we get, the feeling when the other team takes the lead against Auburn and you know we aren't coming back, that feeling is horrible. The
players got that feeling too.
Yeah, exactly. AD, we need that. We need that, man. My guy Daryl, man. Daryl said he late. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the rewatch, but Warrior Eagle to you, man. Shout out to Daryl, man. Daryl, man, my boy be chilling with us, man. Daryl, shout out to you, boy. The real. I'm gonna say the real. Stop saying Daryl. The real. What up, the real? What up, man? F Marcus.
Hey, all I would say is be sure Nick been pulling me back. Don't, all right.
King, we know you're gonna be here, bro. We know King gonna be around the water cooler with us, man. I'm telling y'all, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the water cooler, man. It potentially could be one of our greatest shows. Ever. Anthony Allen said, I almost said Anthony Anderson. Anthony Allen said, yo, I'm late, but I'm here, man. Anthony, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for coming.
Tyrone
at, yeah, what Tyrone at? What Tyrone?
You see Tyrone, boy, Tyrone at?
I'm telling y'all, man. Travell went alone. Huggy said he wasn't alone on that train. A lot of people was on that train.
Yeah.
Gus would have won Iron Bowl 31 and the fourth down. I like it, man. I like it. King Richard said, all I know is that I don't want to have to hit the reset button again. You're not the only one, King Richard. We do not want to hit the reset button again because that's gonna push us back so far, especially with what the schedule's like coming up. It's gonna push us back so far, man. Wade said, I got to rewatch Warrior. My guy Wade. Shout out to Wade, man.
Wade Lewis.
Everybody, I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gonna keep Wade coming up, man. When y'all think about the food that y'all get in the stores, when y'all think about the cell phones that y'all get, when y'all think about all that stuff, just know. When y'all think about them Amazon packages that y'all probably getting, just know Wade probably had a hand in it. Wade keeps America moving. Wade probably out on the truck right now, doing everything that he that he got going on, man. Shout out to Wade. Wade. Truckers keep America moving, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, I did it for a year and a half, and that is a hard life, bro. Woo! What? And I did it just to see what it was like, and I was like, never again. If I don't never have to drive a 18-wheeler again, bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. And it was fun. Don't get it twisted. I saw all of America. Please believe. But you be gone from the house for 2-3 weeks at a time, taking them in them truck stops with them back. Never. If I don't never have to use a truck stop bathroom again in my life, bro. Man, bro. But shout out to Wade, bro, because I know what Wade going through. Man, driving in the snow in Pennsylvania, driving in New York City in an 18-wheeler, boy. That I'm gonna tell y'all a story, bro. Driving in, trying to alley dock in New York City in an 18-wheeler in them little streets, bro. That's the most terrifying thing ever, especially because they don't stop. Man, when they say New York is a city that moves, bro,
yeah.
Boy, they do not stop. They don't care about you, bro. And I did it. I graduated from college and was like, man, I want to get my CDL. I just want to see what it's like. I get a chance to go around the country and see what it's like. I did it. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this again, bro. Nah, bro. I'm good. Stopped it, came back to the house and did something else, bro. Did something else. Working on a master's degree now, man. So I was like, it is what it is, man. Anthony said, man, he working tonight. All right, man. Yeah, we know he got to make that happen, man. Yeah, it's Daryl, like it's Darrell. That's what I thought, man. I was calling you Darrell, but then I don't know why I said Daryl, but it is what it is, man. About to call Tyrone now, man. Tell Tyrone we said what up, man. Tell Tyrone we said what up.
What's up?
He said, nah, Gus would have lost him. Just a less mind-numbing way. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out to Wade. Yeah, man. Yeah, nah, thank Wade. Please thank Wade. Boy, whew. Yeah, he ain't lying, bro. They will run you all over New York, bro. Boy, shoot, bro. If you in a truck and they tell you to go to New York, tell them no. You don't want them problems. New York is not built for 73-foot truck, bro. It is not built for. And then the thing about it too is they want you to slide the tandems and back up too. Man, yeah. I'm sorry, I almost cuss. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. No. Never again, bro. And then the certain thing about it is too, you can't go in certain places with certain trucks, especially if you a hazmat. You can't drive. You got to take alternate routes, and it take you hour or two out of the way to get. Nah, bro. Shout out to the truckers that keep America moving, bro. I appreciate y'all. Bro. I appreciate y'all because I know what y'all go through. Now, if it was a regional thing, like if I was just moving back and forth, like in the regional, hey, all day, I'd do that easily. Turn and burn, baby. Dropping hooks. Let's make it happen. But all up there on 80 in Pittsburgh, in Pennsylvania, from Philadelphia through State College, all the way through Pittsburgh, Ohio, Gary, Indiana, and all them little places there right before you get in Illinois, going up into Chicago. Nah, bro. Y'all can have that, especially during the winter time, bro. It be ice and snow on the roads. Nah, bro. Did that too many times. I'm good. I stay in the Southeast. I'm here, man. I'm 10 minutes behind the show, man. Shout out to Tyrone, man. It is what it is. Hug your beard, laughing, man. Wade said, you pretty, man. Trust me. I lived it, bro. I lived it for a year and a half, bro. If I don't ever have to do that again, I won't. Now, if I just have to, it'll be like the next to after last result. But nah, we appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow, man. Potentially could be the biggest show. Water Cooler Talk, sports history, man. We want y'all to come back around, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, around the water cooler, man. As always, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one, man. Y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his because he deserves it all. Make sure you give the Lord his. And until tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, we'll be back around the water cooler then. It is one love. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we out this mug. And until then, I'll holla. And we out this thing. Peace.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.